So it's really important that research that we do helps with the delivery of the NHS 10-year plan, and there are a number of elements to that. So the first thing I would say is that the move from hospital-based to community-based care is also true for research. So we're increasingly trying to deliver our clinical research studies out in the community, for example, by using the mobile clinical research facility unit that we have. And this, I think, opens us up to allowing people who wouldn't otherwise necessarily be allowed to take part in research to come along and be part of our studies. So another headline in the 10-year plan is the move from analog to digital, and with the hospital moving increasingly to electronic care records, that provides a real opportunity for research, because we have a huge amount of data being collected all the time, which we can then use to help answer important research questions. And to give you examples of how we might do that, we've done some really interesting work looking at something very simple, the ability to measure oxygen levels in the blood depending upon individuals' skin colour, and that sort of work can feed through into clinical guidelines which help improve patient care.
You may know that we have got a platform which is based on informatics within the Biomedical Research Centre, and we are known nationally and internationally in our expertise in curating data to have international standards where we can link up the data. And we have already started using it to identify how we can identify patients at risk of conditions and use community delivered services. PPI are involving those who have got life experience or life experience in caring for these people, but we need to really understand a little bit more as to how to gain trust of the whole community. We should have access to research which is equitable, and if we think about communities which are less understood, and diseases may have factors which are very different to a majority population.
We contributed to the case for establishing an ultra-high field imaging centre in Nottingham, which is now actually started to be built on the university campus, and this will have the most powerful MRI system in the country, and hopefully will be in use for patient studies within a couple of years. And obviously this is cutting edge stuff which the BRC will be at the forefront of helping deliver in terms of the clinical links needed for that programme. And the other thing I'd highlight is the National Rehabilitation Centre, which is also opening shortly in Nottingham, and this provides us with an additional opportunity to undertake research in those people in need of additional support for rehabilitation from a whole series of different sorts of conditions. So I really hope that the BRC in 2026 will continue with its cutting-edge basic research. But we've had a BRC in Nottingham since 2017, and it's really important for us to start to demonstrate the impact that makes in terms of patient care and in terms of developing new treatments for diseases.